Okay, so I thought that I would just share a few thoughts whilst I'm going through, if you like, my preparation stage for some of the other videos. But I thought I'd just quickly just share why I think it's really important that um, we start looking at and discussing and exploring, I suppose, the biblical utopian of how a society should run from a Christian perspective. But also, I think it's really important we start actually exploring what, in practice and reality, can be achieved and could be aimed for and could be explored, and what might possibly work the best for the church in Britain. I should probably just explain that. But starting off, all this really for me has been a lot of podcasts and a lot of videos that I started watching around people who have red pilled or blue pilled or had whatever revelation, but who basically recognise that there's a need for change, not predominantly both in Britain, but also around the world, particularly in the West. There seems to be a crisis of identity, and in many ways a crisis of politics. And I would say for the church, there seems to be a crisis of church. I think if you go back to some of the big topics for discussion, and classically for the church there have been subjects such as homosexuality and gay marriage and abortion, it used to be, well, from as far as I can see, that there's always a fixed "this is the Christian view," as it would be for if you met someone of the Jewish faith or the Islamic faith or any other religion. We had a fixed view, but in the West we've become very fragmented. The church, at face value to lots of non-Christians and to the media and politicians, doesn't have a fixed view on any of these, and I think that's a hugely negative thing. I don't think it's particularly biblical either. I think there are some very clear answers out there, which I will happily explore if there appears to be an interest. But I think it's really important that we explore what can we actually do that would work for us, and what should we be striving for. So like I said, I've been watching a lot of videos on YouTube and listening to a lot of podcasts and seeing a lot of these people who have all these ideas, and they're great, but I find that so often they tend to relate to either party setups that just don't exist in the UK, or that just I agree with, but they don't answer it from a Christian point of view because the people involved aren't Christians. So an example of things that I enjoy listening to a lot are people like David Rubin, Louder Crowder, Ben Shapiro, and a whole host of others. I'm sure once I start saying some of those names, that others jump to mind. And I've listened to a few others as well, of people on the other spectrum, the other side, I suppose. But I think it's really important, and I think another reason why I think it's so important is because, and I've been reminded of this a lot recently, we are called as Christians to pray for those in power. We're called to have an active spiritual element about us, and therefore I think it's important that we kind of know where we stand and feel about things politically in the UK. And so that's why I really want to start doing this series of politics in the UK. And like I say, if that involves covering other options, then I might well link in other discussions about that as well, which I feel are relevant and important, whether that be something as past theological viewpoints and stances that seem to be less clear, such as gay marriage, or whether it be about things which perhaps just aren't perhaps too clear at all, like why should we listen to any authority power, why should we have any government, is that a thing? But I'm hoping that'll come out in these discussions and these chats. Like I say, I haven't forgotten my initial video on this. I do intend to do it. Well, I intend to probably break it down to a series of things, and sometimes it's just because I want to do these videos because I don't have the answers. I might not have all the answers, but I might have a few viewpoints or a few concerns. And so perhaps I just want to get some thoughts out there for people to feed back to me their viewpoint on that. I want to hear some feedback. That's not an issue at all either. But that's really just a little bit of what hopefully these videos will be about and how I'm going to break them down. So like I said, I haven't forgotten the video series, but I thought I'd just very quick introduction of why I'm actually starting to look at this, and I shall do more soon. Thanks.